G'day everyone, welcome back to the Sunday session. Wow, well this week we got another great question that's come in, and this one relates to, how often we should train. So the question is, why is it better to train a little bit every day than to train one big session per week? Now this just doesn't relate to Kung Fu, Qigong or Tai Chi, this relates to everything we do in life. So many years ago, when I was a young man, as an apprentice, or not as an apprentice, but as a tradesman, working in the electrical industry, doing maintenance, I had a boss and a mentor that basically said, look, when you're doing your maintenance, do little and often. Whatever you do, whenever you're going into a job or you're going over a motor or a machine or whatever, always do something. He said little and often. If you decide to do nothing or just do nothing all week and then you just do it once a week or once a fortnight, things are going to build up and you're going to have problems with the motor. Well, in this case, the body is our motor. And so what happens is we get very time poor throughout our life, and it's like, we'll go to the gym once a week and we'll smash a session out and we'll feel good for that 1 hour, 2 hours. But then what happens is the muscle memory of the body, it all gets lost. So we're continually returning back to the same starting point. There's no real growth or transformation. Now, what are we looking for when we're actually actively moving our body and doing training sessions? And in my opinion, no matter what we do, whether we're playing golf, whether we're playing tennis, whether we're playing football, whether we're fighting in the ring or whatever, there's 4 areas that we focus on, and that's the physical, mental, emotional, and the spiritual. And are all these areas covered? It's like it's the same as in religion. If you want to worship God, you don't just do that on a Sunday in the church. That's something you do every day. It's something that you have that communion every day with you and Source. So training's the same, little and often. So how much time do you have? All right, if you have time to brush your teeth, all right, you have time to do all these little things, to make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee in the morning. So the idea is, how much time can you allocate to yourself every day? And if it's only 5 minutes, that's fine. So find a quality routine, all right, that tunes you into your body. Some quality breath work, a quality stretch or a quality movement, all right, that has a transformational purpose that can cover the 4 areas, the physical, mental, emotional, and the spiritual. And that way then, we start to create a pattern within our life, and a pattern of internal health, not external health. We want to work internally, and that's what little and often is all about. Do a little bit every day to maintain the system, all right? And do bigger sessions when you can, and keep moving forward. But just to do 1 a week and think it's going to maintain, that's not going to happen. That's when you get injury and you get upset, and your mental health becomes bipolar. You go up and down, because I haven't trained and that. So my routine is every day I do a stretch routine, and I wrote the book about that called Builder's Back. So before I get out of bed, I don't rush out of bed. A lot of people, the alarm goes off, boom, they're out of bed. Bang, really quick. And that there puts stress on the body straight away. So we've come from a deep state of sleep where we've got no vertical compression on the bones, where we've been laying down all night, everything's soft, and then we spring out of bed. So I do a little stretch in bed, I waken up the body from the inside out, I jump up, I put the kettle on to make a nice cup of tea for the morning, and I do a morning stretch, and then I come down into here, into the gym, and the dojo, and I might train some forms, I might train some hand conditioning on the machines. Be it what it is, I do something every day, little and often. So I train every morning, and I do something to keep me where I need to be in my personal growth, my personal development, and so forth. And then I do big sessions, big weekends with all the students where we'll train 8-hour days, stuff like that. And by maintaining the body every single day and doing that little bit, it helps me not just in my Kung Fu or Tai Chi, it helps in my work, it helps in my relationships, It helps in every area of life. It keeps me stimulated. It helps keep me calm if I've been stressed out. So it is important to, whatever you do in life, become regular at it. And that leads me into one of the main philosophies that we stand by here in Blue Mantis Training Systems, and that is Kun Suk Jing Hao. It's a very important phrase, Kun Suk Jing Hao. What does that mean? It is the 4 stages of enlightenment. So Kun is regular, Suk is familiar, Jing is the essence within, and Hao is the magic. Alright? So no matter what we do in life, if we're not regular, we can never become familiar with it. If we don't have any familiarity with it, we cannot get the essence. Alright? And if we don't get the essence, we're not going to get that magic entering into our life and those magical moments that occur. So people are always chasing the magic, and the only way to get the magic is to create commitment and regularity in your life, so familiarity becomes an embodied component of that. And if that's not occurring, that means you're not regular at what you do. So that's what it's all about. Alright, so I hope that's answered the question of why we train a little bit every day, and it is to deepen embodiment and to embody those movements into me and become naturally healthy, naturally fit, and to constantly have my intention and awareness about about improving my internal growth, my internal transition, and the idea that longevity is a very important part of my life, that I will keep doing that with which I love for much longer. So if this resonates with you and you want to learn the processes or learn some routines that can create longevity in your life, don't hesitate to reach out. One-on-one sessions, group sessions, online sessions, we teach all over the world. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.